Alrighty, so let's get started. And today we're going to
Round
be
two.
reviewing like
Capture
a
the objective.
Lucio Mercy player. They're 3100. It says on the posted on like Reddit. And yeah, let's get started. And we're going to actually review like the Mercy first because like let's start with probably the simpler hero first. But let's take a look. Right here. So we have an Echo. Okay, it's a Hog Sig. Fucking it's fine. This comes fine.
Hey there.
So right here, you're kind of. So I don't like this like GA, and this already kind of suggests that you might be. I'm not sure yet, but you might be too overzealous in using GA because like you see all these mercies like YouTube, like their montage, super jump montage, whatever. But like if you watch these like professional mercy players, like you actually see they don't use this all that much. Like GA, like every time you use GA is a risk. Like unless like you're GAing from like point A to point B and like every like the path is clear, so like you're not peeking anyone and like it's just through space that your team controls. Like outside of that, every GA is a risk. So like you want to try to actually use this as little as possible, unless like they have a close range comp, they have tracer, ball, or whatever. You want to be moving a bit, and even then, moving too much can be detrimental. And you probably should be preferring crouching, strafing over just GAing, spamming. But like we'll see. Like we'll see if this is like a recurring issue. But
Hey there.
But like, let's take a look. So you see, it's a Zen and Bap, and luckily you don't have Kree there, but you could take quite a bit of damage. Like it shouldn't be lethal, but there is a chance. Um. So. So. Right here. Okay, let me see. So you don't see your team like taking control of like taking firm control of like point yet. So I'd suggest like just playing over here for now. Like just playing around here. Um like around this area and just wait until your team has kind of had like some space over here before like moving to this window or anywhere on point for that matter, because let's take a look at your flight here. So like you're in this window and this can be kind of risky because if they like take positioning, like if this BAP like takes positioning like over here, which they could, like they have their Sigma holding the space, like you could just get poked out, and like you'd be forced to move into Zen's sightlines again. Whereas if you just stayed here, like you might be worried, hey, my team might rotate point. I'm not going to like get there in time, but like this, I don't think this is the time to even rotate to point. Your team has kind of lost position on point here. Your Sig's rotating high ground, which is good, but it will mean that the point itself will be under the enemy's control for a bit. So right here, you're a bit too overzealous to like to rotate to point. And like if you want to drop here, you see you're exposing yourself to the Zen again. Like you don't need to be too overzealous on this, and like now your team like rotates the point, but like you'd be a lot safer if you just like cleanly like move from here to here instead of like just going here, having to stay here because your team hasn't taken point yet, and then like flying in. So okay, let me see. Your team's losing a lot of space on point. Please don't walk into like in onto point here, because like look at where the enemy is. Like they're literally like surrounding point, and right here I'm not even sure why you're positioning like over here, because like your team's like kind of backing up now, just trying to like take angles around the point, and all you really need to do is like just play somewhere on the ground. and like just try like heal your Echo a bit, and you can use this cover, or like if your Echo plays over here, you can use this cover even better, and your Hog's like controlling this flank for you. But right here, like you're in the worst of both worlds. You're kind of sleepwalking to your death. Like, how are they not focusing you here? Like you should not survive here. And like, you don't need to help heal this necessarily. Like, it's like a 2v2, sure, but you still have your Ana there. And honestly, just like trying to like pull off this difficult rotation, you're just more risking yourself than saving these two, like, who kind of need help. But like, this is such an unsafe rotation. Especially as you know that, like, they have so many on point.
Right beside you.
Okay, so right here, you're healing up the...
Let's get you back out there.
You're healing up, like, the Echo.
Damage systems increase.
You should be at peak performance level.
Okay, so right here, let's see what's happening. So, your Echo's doing a bit of poke damage here. And then right here, like, she kind of decides to back up a bit for some reason. So, probably, like, she was afraid of just like, 3 people peeking the sight line. So, like, right here to actually, like, try to, like, heal or damage boost your Hog a bit. Because, like, they are the ones who are actually, like, taking aggro or, like, being, like, playing the most aggressive. And, like, damage boosting DPS, like, is a default, sure, but if your tanks are the ones who are, like, taking aggro or actually doing the bulk of the damage or, like, kind of in a bit of trouble, like, your Hog's gonna survive here, but still, like, they're the ones who are kind of being aggroed on by this ball. Well, help win this. Like, help the Hog just force the ball out quicker. And sure, your Echo can also do the same, but your Hog's gonna do this the most efficiently. So, like, now that your Hog's, like, kind of the center of, like, what's happening right now, I'd say just damage boost your Hog a bit and try to damage boost his hook or a shot, or, I mean, his hook isn't gonna do that much damage. But, like, I mean his hook combo, if you know what I mean. So, like, your Echo might take a bit of damage here,
You
but
should be
no,
at
they're
peak
rotating back.
performance levels.
So you're helping your Hog. Like, you do eventually do it, but only because you break out less than the Echo, but
You
I do
should
it
be
even
at
earlier.
Peak performance levels.
And
Where does it hurt?
you see, like, you don't need to be damage boosting your Echo over right now. Like, your Hog's the one doing the most here. So like, just damage boost his right clicks and like, maybe heal him up a bit if he needs it, if he's face tanking that wall. Like, there is Ana here, but your Echo is just not doing anything right now. Your Echo's rotating, and while, like, your Echo's rotating, you don't really need to like keep the beam.
Where
Unless,
does it
like,
hurt?
she's rotating through, like, multiple players and, like, she's gonna take damage.
Going free.
I've got you. Not
Like, you're eventually pocketing the right target, but it's a bit too late all the time.
Going free.
I've got
Well, I
you.
haven't seen that
Not
much of
done.
it yet.
Powered up.
And right here,
Going free.
I've got you.
like, you're flying up, but like, this is a bit too high. Like, you could be flying, like, it's not only too high, like,
Where does
if
it
you're
hurt?
if you're like flying up high, like somewhere over
I've got
here-ish,
you.
well, this is fine. But like, now you're kind of like, this is okay, but like, now you're kind of like moving into the enemy sightlines instead of just landing here. And like, you might not even have to like GA all that much for the next couple seconds. Like, you could just play this cover. Maybe you can like try to like get your Echo a bit, but your Echo's not going to like be able to fly this high forever anyway, so you might as well just play cover and play over here. So
Looking up.
I've got
you're
you.
healing
Nap
up your
time.
Echo, I mean your Ana a bit.
Locking on.
A small nitpick
Nap
here,
time.
Powered up.
like, just like 150 HP is probably enough. So like, I damage boost this instead. Especially if the enemy isn't that close anyways. And they're not running some shit like Ash with Pocket or whatever. So, but like, also think about it this way, like, who's in the most danger? Ana, who is not being flanked, playing, like, kind of over here, and, like, almost outside their sight line, and that you can switch to any time. Or like the Echo, who's kind of like just flying up here, like in the Kree sight line, and trying to actively get a kill. Well, this is your most active like teammate, so like you might as well like just heal your Ana a bit and then switch immediately. Like you need to do this more instinctually. And
Locking on.
Let me get you patched up.
like I know I'm just kind of nitpicking here, but it's really important, especially on a character like Mercy, where like you have to be consistently good to get value.
Got you. Nap time.
Powered up.
So
Locking on. Needing an application.
so right here,
Powered up.
you can switch to your Tracer, and like it's a bit of an uncommon play to be pocketing your Tracer, but it's actually good in like some circumstances. For example, let's say you have nobody more important to pocket. Like you don't really have anyone more important. Like maybe your Hog, but your Hog has Vape, and like, but like if your Tracer can like get this Kree out, well, you're gonna actually save your Hog like quite a bit. But more importantly, like this Kree is a threat, and like you'd be like more valuable helping your Tracer clear that threat or like do damage to the Kree instead of like pretend like healing a Hog who is kind of low, but it's going to use Vape anyways, and like is kind of not doing much from this position. You could even like pocket your Sigma over here, and like your Echo isn't probably gonna do that much, but your Sigma's going to like put some shots into the Tracer here as well, and actually clear this Tracer. So like you want to prioritize like the players who are actively just taking space rather than players who are just like sitting in the back line, like doing not that much. Like right here, do you even have enough time to switch? Might be like way too nitpicky. I think you could have like I mean it was a headshot. Probably like a direct headshot. But
Nap time.
let me see here.
Locking on.
Oh. Okay, let me see.
Nap time.
How much HP did your Tracer have? Like your Tracer had 135. And like a Kree headshot does 140. So you could have actually saved your Tracer here.
Let me get you patched up.
But like, it's not saving your Tracer. It's more of the fact that he's the one who if you pocket is going to get the most value. And recognizing when, like, pocketing someone who's actively taking space, actively clearing a flank, actively, like, putting, like, shots into the enemy, versus just pocketing, like, Echo or whatever. Or, like, healing an Ana who's not under threat of death. Like, that's more valuable. Okay, let's see over here. So like, you're dropping off of high ground necessarily. Like, you could honestly just chill over here. Like, chill on this high ground. And, like, I mean, you could also fly to your Echo, and maybe if she wants to, I mean, even flying out here would be a pretty bad idea because your team's set up over here, but, like, you're dropping off high ground, and this is dangerous. Like, you don't need to be moving all that much. Like, if you have a good position, just stay in it. Like, moving around a lot is actually not that good. Because, like, every time you move, you're moving into enemy sightlines. You're moving towards positions where you don't want to be in. And, like, you have a perfectly good position over here. And you give it up just so you can, like, use your GA. Like, don't just spam crouch. Like, GA is a repositioning ability. Like, it's kind of like... it's kind of like, like you're playing Reaper,
Let
like
me
you're
get
not gonna use TP every 2 seconds, obviously. You're gonna use it only when you need to get somewhere.
Powered up. Locking on.
So like, ask yourself, do you need to like go here? No.
Locking on.
And this is like from before.
Let me get you patched up.
Oh, this is the one.
Adjusting angle of attack.
Like, right here, you fall off, you GA immediately.
Heroes never
Immediately,
die.
that's dangerous, like as I said. But, right here,
Damage and
you're flying, like, in this window, like, for a bit too long. You could just be over here. But, that's not... Let's see here.
Verdammt. Damage and
Nano boost administered.
Like, arguably, this is a bit too early, given that
heroes never
they're
die.
not really pushing in that hard.
Heroes never
Like, the
die.
good team, they probably just wait it out. Well, I mean, if they wait it out, it's gonna give time for your tracer to respawn.
Heroes
But in
never
general.
die.
Like, not in this case.
Verdammt. Damage and
Nano
Okay,
boost.
so right here,
Systems
you're pocketing your Echo, which is fine. Like, he's the one taking the most aggressive position. Your Hog will probably
could use
like,
some
survive for a
assistance.
bit. Now you're... so, like, you have like, Valk over here. Like,
Systems overdrive.
I could use
like,
some
I think you
assistance.
could be trying to help your pocketed Echo a bit more. Like, especially when you have Valk. Like, right here, you're like, healing the players on high ground, but
Nano
they're on
boost
high ground, and the
administered.
enemy's fighting on the point itself.
I could use some assistance.
Like, they're not gonna die. Like, but who's like at risk? Your Echo. Your Tracer is a bit of like a long shot, but your Echo. It's not because they're DPS that I tell you to like focus healing the Echo here. It's because they're the one who is playing the most aggressive, and the one who's going to like have the most impact if like supported.
I could use some assistance.
Like it's a nano Echo, so like you multiply her effectiveness. So like now you heal the Echo, but like you having the idea to like just heal your backline who's not under any danger, like it kind of shows how
Damage
like you
increase.
need to be, your thought process needs to be like changed a bit. Okay, so
Healing stream engaged.
okay, what is your Tracer doing?
Healing stream engaged.
So right here, first of all,
It's high noon.
I don't get why you dropped. I mean, it's high noon.
Damage increase.
So there's a high
It's
noon. Like you drop here, but you should be looking to fly back up in a bit.
Healing
Like
stream
now the high
engaged.
noon's gone. Like you should be looking up and see if you can G up to high ground again. Like you do eventually do it, but
Duplicate
everything's a bit
Cassidy.
slow.
I'm here.
Going free. Duplicating Cassidy.
Okay, so
Going free.
let's see this. Like you G only after like you have to. So like, and if you were on high ground, you'd be able to support your Echo a bit more.
I'm here.
Like instead of having to like go for these confused sight lines.
Duplicating Cassidy.
Okay, so right here, okay, this res is pretty dangerous. It's not even gonna get that much value. Like your Ana's just going to die again. Like you might as well just say fuck it. Like my team's pushing in. Like my team's like playing like my team's like playing with like a high tempo. So like I might as well help with that. I might as well like make sure they can get the kills as fast as possible. Like your team, like rezzing is inherently like a play is like a low tempo play. Like rezzing is like, hey, we're gonna slow down a bit. I mean, like rezzing can also help you like
Damage increased.
continue to fight instead of having to reset. But in this case, it's a low tempo play. It's like saying, hey, we're gonna slow down. Like Mercy's gonna be unavailable for 5 seconds, but we're gonna play like so that if our Ana's alive, and then we're gonna try to win the fight in the next 10 or 15 seconds. But in this case, it's like our Ana's dead. They're guarding like the res location. We're popping ults. So we might as well just go in. We might as well just try to finish this fight as fast as possible. So like right here, Ana dies. Like think about it. You res here, like not here. This was before. But like think about it. You res here. Like your ults are just gonna fail. Like your you're like Echo's gonna use this high noon with like no healing at all. Your Echo gets a kill, but
Situation
now if she's trying to go
is under
aggressive, she'd
control.
you really benefit from a mercy pocket here. And like by the time that you get back, you see, you lose tempo. Your team loses tempo. So like you have to recognize, hey, when like it's late fight, when my team's just like going all in, why am I slowing down and making like one, like you know, making myself unavailable when I could just like help just finish this fight and make the pick that they got like irrelevant. So right here, sure, like I do get why you rotated to here because this is kind of dangerous to be in right now, but.
I've
I'll
got
try to
you.
super jump the high ground here.
Damn.
I mean, it's like kind of long.
Damn. Healing stream engaged.
Okay, so
You needed a doctor?
let's see. So right here, yep,
You
Pocket
need a doctor?
Echo.
You should be at your peak performance level.
Switch immediately to Sigma, and you don't need to wide peek this hard.
Heroes never die.
Okay, right here, let's see.
Heroes
Like you're
never
flying
die.
up, and then like your Sigma's in the window. I'm not sure what you're flying up like for. I mean, is it to help your Echo? Because like I think you just do it quicker.
Heroes never die.
Like you're kind of like bobbing up and down, up and down.
Let's get you back out there.
But I'm not sure what the hesitation is. Like it should be quite clear like what your plan is here. Like you either help the Flex or you help your Echo. But like right here, you're popping Valk.
Heroes never die.
Sure. I mean the Valk's fine. Your team's pushing in, but like. Now you're like taking this dangerous rotation just to like get your Sigma. You just go this way. So this is just like a risk. Like it seems like you want to fly around the map, but you're flying for no reason. You just need to keep it simple.
Enemy turret ahead. Watch yourself.
And like you're trying to help your Tracer here. This is a bit far fetched, especially if you know the Kree's on high ground. So like, and like you're still, I mean, you're not Valking anymore, but like you could have been here. If your Tracer dies, like she's dead anyways. Your heals aren't gonna help. Like that much burst damage. And reset. Let's skip a bit.
Ich bin da.
Oh yeah.
Group up, assemble
So
at this location.
I got Soldier.
Group up here.
Damn it.
And the Soldier's kind of 1v6.
Bad
You
guys.
don't need
Heads
to go
up.
there.
You needed a doctor?
This rotation's gonna be a
You
bit
needed a
dicey.
doctor?
This be the best time to do it though. Because your Sigma's pushing up there.
I'm taking care of it.
You're powered up.
Nano.
I feel unstoppable.
Yeah, let's see your like beam priority here. So like now like Sigma's gonna be the best target here because like he's the one who's like trying to like take control of the high ground. Like these players, like you might heal your Kree a bit here, but it's secondary. Like I mean, like you should do it now, but like after you heal your Kree, like you can switch back to Sig. But I'm not sure why you like break you break this like corner just to like go here. Like if you're afraid of getting trapped, then you just fly out anyways. But like this doesn't help you not get trapped in here. Like it helps their sake, like yeah, sightline for them to flex you. Well, like
I'm taking care of it.
You're powered up. Get in there.
I feel unstoppable.
Need some cold refreshment.
looking at all this, I don't even think that beam priority is like your biggest
Your
like,
support
thing to work
has
on. You need to work on using cover.
The battle continues.
Watch your backside.
It's better.
Because, like, again, right here, you don't need to, like, peek this corner. You don't need to peek this window. You can just, like, hug the wall.
Shield engaged.
Like you want to know what's in there, sure, but, like, even if you needed to know, like, what's on point, like, where everyone knows it was, like, you could just play in the wall and just jiggle peek a bit, and you'd get that information just fine. So, okay.
Shield engaged.
Like, you're eventually going back to cover, good, but, like, you just peek this again, I hope you're rotating to here. And even then...
Healing enough.
I could use some assistance.
I guess you're afraid of point. Okay, where was it? Sorry. And, yeah, this is a game.
I could
Okay, anyways, let's review the Lucio.
Ready for battle.
Like, if anything, I'd probably advise you to like work on your mercy first, because if you play a lot of Lucio and like you don't get punished for a lot of shit. Like, that's just me being honest. Like, you're not gonna get punished for like a lot of shit,
Capture the objective.
especially like if they like just can't hit you, like your hitbox and shit, and you're fast. Like, I'd honestly just work on mercy first. Like, mercy is still kind of is hard to hit, but at least like you do get punished for not using cover a lot more. And as you did, like as the enemy didn't like punish you, to be honest. Like, the enemy's kind of bad. Like, this game was winnable. Like, the enemy's kind of bad, but like you could have been killed like at least 4 or 5 more times. I think if they were just more cognizant of when you're peeking in the open. Like, like if you just peek them in the window, you don't die. It's not a good play. It's still not a good play. Like, you know where the enemy is, but you don't really need to. You're playing mercy, and all you need to be concerned about is what your team is doing. Like, what your team's like, who's like having the most impact. Like, you don't need to know where the enemy is. Like, you could play an entire game of mercy and without even looking at an enemy, or like knowing where they are. Like, obviously you look at the look at the enemy, but like you're just peeking like the enemy like in the open way too much. So like right here, okay, the speed's kind of slow, but whatever. Hey, right here, you're playing against Brig Zen. And I don't think you know this yet, but because you don't know this, well, you don't want to like peek them like this wide, like just right off the bat without any teammates like putting pressure on them. Like, you at least want to know what their comp is. No, this. At least want to know what their comp is, and it turns out their comp's pretty dangerous for you to peek, like relatively, because you have Zen, Torb can be a problem at these like ranges. But, like, they also have Ball Tracer, and if you get low, Ball Tracer just kills you. So, like, any damage that you do here, they're gonna do better. So, like, right here, like, sure, the Zen gets anti-ed after, but you could just be peeking right now. And, like, when you actually have an advantage and your ball is actually trying to, like, move in. But that's not the biggest point I have here. Like, your Ryan's holding this like, choke, so to speak. You'd be more valuable, like, helping your Kree. Like just speed in and out. Like, if your Kree wants to take an off angle over here, help him do it faster. Help him like be able to escape faster. If your Kree gets like focused here, if they decide to like rotate through mini, well, speed him out. Like, your Ryan's gonna survive, and like it's a Ryan. Your Kree, there's less of a guarantee. You could even like be next to your Ana, like, and be a bit more useful, but. Or, like, you could even, like, help speed your Ball Tracer. Like, it sounds gimmicky, but it does matter. It helps them save, like, a blink, or if it helps them, like, take a bit less damage, it's worth it. Still worth it. Versus, like, just speed boosting a Ryan who isn't really moving. Like, you should be on heals. Like, you should be on, like... I mean, I know they haven't taken any damage, but... Like, if you're keeping track of and you see that everyone's like full HP, then sure. But like, if you're just like AFKing, like autopiloting, and you're on speed, like this is like normally you'd be on heals, but like normally like when your team's not moving anywhere, you just stick on heals. So like right here, this is kind of dangerous. You don't need to finish this fight that quickly. You already have point control. And like you'd be more useful like playing over here. Like helping your Kree like take this off angle safely. Like if their ball tracer's like closer, well, and like you're lucky that this tracer's taking a really long rollout, well, they'd probably be focused and they'd be dead. Or like they'd be low HP. But like you might be worried, hey, my Ryan might not be able to speed out. Oh, hi Skiba, how's it going? It's your favorite hero. Lucio review. So like sure, like your Ryan is important. Like it's important to speed him in and out, but like he's gonna live. He's gonna live. Like I mean, I'm not sure why your Ana is over here. I mean, your Ana can still heal the Ryan if he decides to push, but like it's more important for you to like be able to speed this angle, like speed your Kree, speed your Ana, and like that would even help your Ryan indirectly. Like your Ryan wants to push this, but like imagine, and you know the fight's basically over, but like imagine like if they had like a Kree taking this angle, like it would help them a lot. It would put pressure off of them. So by speeding like your Kree, by helping your Kree, and like by peeling for him a bit, and your Ana as well, you actually kind of help your Ryan as well. So it's a win-win. And speeding angles is something I don't see Lucio's do. Like when I say speeding angles, I mean like just getting off main and like just roaming around, like helping players who are taking these off angles like just move in and out. Because the thing with like off angles is that like the main risk is like actually getting to the angle and out. Like if they get focused, like maybe your Ryan can't like help them because they're a short range hero. They can't put pressure like as easily. So like they might be more reluctant to take that angle if they're like a slow hero like Kree. But if they have like that speed boost, well, suddenly this Kree knows that the Lucio's there. I'm going to get peeled for. I'm going to be able to move in and out more aggressively. I have the roll as well. Then this Kree's just going to like, you know, just like smash the enemy. Especially when they do get better. So like it's a play you need to consider. And
yeah, let's pick it up.
Interesting, but the fight's over, whatever. I can see like this is like an example. Like sure you do get there in time, but imagine if this tracer didn't like go all the way around a point, take a scenic like whatever fucking Tour de France or some shit, and like you know just it circled the entire point just trying to get this Kree. Like imagine if she just kept it simple, like she went here. Well, they'd be able to get here earlier, and like this Kree would be attacked earlier. So you being there would actually help quite a bit. Like you're lucky this tracer like is like thinks this is Tour de France and not Overwatch. But I'm where I'm butchering the pronunciation. Sorry. But okay, you're taking point. Probably just let your Ana do that, but whatever. It's like the point.
Hello.
And they're dead. I don't really care about what happens.
Time to heal up.
So right here, Tracer's kind of feeding. Oh, how did your Tracer live? Anyways, so like you're kind of overextended here, and like you might be saying, hey, I'm going to do damage here. I'm going to like do the Lucio thing. I'm gonna do what these Reddit posts tell me and like be in support, not a healer. I'm gonna do damage. Well, there's nuance to that. And like you see what they're playing. You see they're playing Zen. They're playing Kree, which is pretty good at this range. They're playing Hog, which isn't gonna be that much of a problem here, but like still, whatever damage that you do, you're just gonna risk your life for it. Like imagine if this Zen like took this off angle and just spammed like past your shield, you'd be dead. Like they're like splitting this like little outside area into 3 parts. Like imagine if they had like someone like more players over here. Well, like you'd be under like risk. Like you'd be under risk here, and any damage that you do here, it's not gonna be that consequential to be honest, because like sure you have a ball tracer for follow up, but like you'd be able to do like the same amount of damage from here, like playing this cover. And as I said, cover usage is a big problem that I see. But like you'd be able to do like this more impactfully over here, while you know you're still safe. You can peel if there's anyone like over here, but you being over here is the worst of both worlds. Like sure you can speed your Rhine out a bit more easily, but still, if you really need to speed your Rhine out, just peek a little bit and then you just drag him out. You don't need to like take that much risk. The Rhine's breaking his shield. That speed boost was a bit unnecessary, but like I guess you're trying to play it safe, so because like your Rhine is kind of feeding. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so right here, first of all, so you're speeding there. Okay, just this minor thing. I like you don't just want to be tunnel visioned on main. You want to see what's happening on the flanks. Like you seem pretty overzealous in peeking the enemy and seeing what they're doing, but you kind of need to stop doing that, and you need to start seeing what your teammates are doing. That's like the biggest thing. Like as I said, cover usage. Not only that, but awareness as well, because you're kind of going into these games and it looks like you're tunnel visioned on like your Rhine. And sure, like your Rhine's gonna be the main person you speed in and out and provide your utility to, but like you're more than just like a you know Yumi, and like you know this is your ADC. Sorry for the league reference, but and even then like Yumi players like they actually attach to their other teammates if they're know what they're doing. If you don't play league, just ignore what I said. But like right here, you at least need to look at what your Kree, like what your ball's doing. If you need to help them, well, if you're in VC, you could tell your Rhine to like kind of back up a bit, chill, and help them a bit. But like you at least need to know what they're doing. And like you can hear, like there's something happening on the left side. Like even with my shitty headphones. So so like, and if you see like there's a ball tracer, like you tell your Rhine to back up, and like you just help them, like you just try to help them. But in this case, it probably isn't anything too big. Okay, let me see what's actually happening here. So Max,
Oh there.
your tracer kind of sucks. Anyways, so right here, this was a bit. Hey, I know your Rhine's in trouble. But, like, now both your Rhine and you are in trouble. And sure, like, booping them, like, booping the ball off of your Rhine, it's fine. But, like, you're like, inching way too far forward here. And, like, I wouldn't be surprised if you die here.
You feel better.
Yeah, that's what happened. Like, their comp isn't particularly forgiving with positioning. That's why you're kind of struggling, like, a lot here. Because their comp can just punish you for mispositioning so easily. That's why these types of comps are so powerful. Not the hog, but like the ball tracer and the Briggs End. So like right here, we're gonna okay.
Oh! Time to accelerate.
So like you're trying to get into an angle to do damage again, and I know this Briggs like anti, but first of all, if this Brig wanted to survive, like this Brig literally just has to shield bash here, and there's nobody to follow up anyways. But more importantly, you're walking into here, and like there's a Kree over here. You're peeking a fresh sight line. Imagine if the Zen was like over here instead of like still respawning. Like I know like the Zen's actually over here, but you don't know that. So like you might as well just play it safe, and just play over here. And like instead of focusing on the Brig, who's honestly not that much of a threat anyways, focus on the Kree. Just poke out the Kree a bit. Like, make him take the mini, help your Tracer even. And then you can focus on actually trying to win the fight. But, like, before trying to win the fight, make sure, like, help your team, like, not just lose it right off the bat, and help your team, like, poke out the screen. And, like, right here, like, by overextending that far just to do a bit of damage, you're kind of so exposed, and, like, you're moving forward when your first instinct, like, they have Zen, they have Tracer, they have Ball, they have Hog as well. It matters. And there's, like, nobody, like, putting pressure on them. Your first instinct is to get the heck out of dodge. This isn't like a press W or I stay here situation. Like, the moment you see this, like, the ball's, like, trying to kill you. Like, the moment, if you survive this, they're actually incompetent. I mean, the Tracer's trying to go for you, but... And, okay, they actually get you, but now you can see, like, by like, just, like, playing so, like, by just being a bit greedy and going for that brig kill, instead of, like, just trying to actually help your team, like, not lose this fight by like, clearing this Kree, like, from cover, and, like, you know, staying over here until your team can actually move up, like, you actually make less of an impact.
Feel the healing
Like, I see that you're at the stage, like, from looking at your gameplay, like, there's a stage where you realize that supports are no longer healers, and you need to do, like, other shit than heal to actually get value, but there is a balance. And, like, recognizing when, like, your team is actually strong, and they can actually push the tempo and help you, like, get value, versus when your team's weak and needs to, like, clear stuff like the Kree and needs to, like, deal with Ball Tracer, and when you should just be focused on peeling, like, and staying alive. That's really important. And we're actually going to, like, probably see more of these, like, more examples of this, because of, like, the top they're playing. So... Speed.
Hello, go!
Okay. So right here, this is too aggressive. Like,
I could use some help.
you don't need to be this aggressive to make an impact.
Use some help.
Like, let's take a look at your positioning. Like, you're lucky the Tracer's over here and not, like, over here. But, like, all you need to do, like, your Ryan's, like, going for a shatter. Your Ryan wants to push into this, obviously. Well, the best thing you can do to make an impact is to help your Ryan push in here. And you do that by playing here, staying alive, so you can speed him out, you can speed him in if needed to. And then, like, once your Ryan's actually hard, like hard pushing into the enemy and, like, just pushing the tempo, that's when you, like, go for, like, this, like, feedy, like, type of, I want to, like, get close and personal type of play. But you're just, like, you're like the tip of the spear. And, like, you don't need to be this aggressive. Like, they have trance anyways. Like, you're lucky that they can't focus shit. And their break's incompetent. Like, if this was, like, some better player on Brig who actually plays the hero, like they'd see you, like, in front of, like, everyone, and they just like shield bash, like, whip, flail, whatever, and you're dead.
Into the iris.
Like right here, you're really lucky to be still alive here. And, like, this is the ironic thing. By playing aggressive way too early, like, you see when you actually need to be in this aggressive position to help. So right here, like, you know, you go in, they try to, like, kill you, you realize, oh shit, I have to back up. And look at where you are right now. You're separated by the mines. Well, when, like, you could have waited, cleanly rotated to here, and, like, you'd be in a position where you can actually help your Ryan. Like, so ironically, by looking for that aggressive play, you're actually put into a passive position.
The objective is mine. Join me.
Okay, so speed, speed out, good.
My ultimate is charging.
You should be on perma speed. Like, whatever healing that you're gonna do here,
My
like
ultimate
the
is
biggest
charging.
priority here, given that your Ryan's still like 400 HP, just get him out.
F it up. My sound barrier
Okay,
is
so now
almost
you have
ready.
beat.
I'm with you.
I want you to be looking like at the flanks more. Like you've been like staring at your Ryan's ass for like quite a bit. Do you know that now you have a Winston, or now that you have like you have a May, or I mean now you do? Like that can be occasionally helpful to know. But more importantly, do you know that like your Winston's like over here, or like what else? I mean your Tracer's kind of doing what the fuck she's doing over here. This isn't a Tracer main, but like still you need to know.
My sound barrier
And like
is
you're
almost
so
ready.
tunnel visioned on like helping your Rhine that like you're gonna be missing out on opportunities to get value for the rest of your
I'm
team.
with you.
I'm with you.
So like right here,
Barrier activated.
Nothing's gonna stop.
so you see your Winston fighting like 2 or 3 enemies,
Nothing's gonna stop.
and like they're rotating into this like room, so you know that you can reasonably get from here to here quite safely. Well, you need to be helping your Winston right now.
Barrier
Like you see, he's getting attacked. And you do eventually help your Winston. It's too late.
Administered.
Okay, let me see like what your reaction is. Like you should be instinctively, like almost like instantly trying to like move towards your Winston. Like all your Ryan's doing is literally shielding the choke.
Nothing's gonna
Like
stop.
nothing not useful. But your Winston's the one, like same as Mercy. Your Winston's the one who's the star here. So you need to instinctively move towards your Winston. Like don't wait until like he's critical. Move towards your Winston proactively. Like you don't need to like play like over here. That's kind of dangerous. But you should at least move towards like around here.
وريهم قوتك.
So
Double time.
you're feeding in good. And it's straightforward. That's good.
Gonna make you feel better.
This will protect us.
Yeah, let's move it, people.
We're going to like,
Yeah, time to heal up.
skip through all this. Weird bubble.
Time to accelerate.
So right here. Okay. First of all, I don't like that you're positioning over here. Like this flank is just kind of open. I'd much rather you position over here. Like around here. And like, or like maybe, I guess like somewhere around here. Because like they do have ball tracer. Like they can like just surprise you.
Don't lie, my friend. My ultimate is almost ready. Enemies detected.
Breeze through.
I'm not sure why you're speeding.
My ultimate is almost ready. Enemies detected.
Breeze through.
So
Let's up the tempo.
Pause the Crusader.
here's the thing with rush. Like rush doesn't mean,
Enemy.
hey, I see an enemy. Let's speed in. Like you can't do that immediately. You need to like actually like. I mean, it's hard without like good communication, but like right here,
My ultimate is
the
almost
tree's
ready.
feeding a bit, but now the tree's backing up,
Through.
and like your Ryan is hard shielding this. If your Ryan wanted to push, like he'd start swinging and trying to shield hop towards them, or like he'd just be pressing W, and like your Winston's already committed bubble, so like your Winston's not gonna push that. So like, save your speed here. Like unless you're actively saying your team, like telling your team, hey, we're gonna speed into the enemy. Like there's not an opportunity here to capitalize. Like the tree's already backing up and it's a hog. Hog's really hard to kill with like your comp.
Heal up.
Excuse me.
For the
And like, this would be a better time. This would be a better time to have speed available.
Oh, let's break it. Damn!
Okay, so you pop the speed. Hey, this...
Oh, let's break it.
Hey,
Damn!
your Reincat baited you into getting here, but it's fine. It was mainly the Winston's fault, I think, because the Winston's too busy healing off the ball.
Move to the beat.
Anyways,
Oh, turn it up. Check this out. Let's get you healed up. Let's get you. Check this out. Get
so
you healed up.
you do not have any right to be where you are right now. Like, we're not at the stage where you're trying to win this fight. We're at the stage that you're trying to not lose this. And, like, not losing this means, are you going to help with clearing these two? Like, you're not going to solo them, but you're going to help your Tracer. You're going to help, like, your team. And, like, you're kind of staggering. I mean, you're trying to stall here, I guess, but like, like, oh, I guess you're trying to stall here, but
Speed boost. That's not right.
like right here, if you just like die here, I don't think there's any hope of winning this anymore. Like, they're close to 99. You'd much rather wait until, like, you much rather wait for just those respawns to come back and like just fight another fight. But like, you have Primeling Monkey available if you stay alive. But like, holy shit, your monkey's big. You get the kill. Good. But hey, like that was an insane juggle. I take what I said back. Your monkey's insane. Anyways. So you know the Tracer's flanking there. Start moving back.
I'm with you.
Back. Don't. This is the worst of both worlds. Imagine if they peaked here. I mean, they're still slow. They're still a bit slow, but you need to be instinctively like moving away from like the Tracer.
Audio medic. Off the volume.
And right here. Okay, let's see. So now you're in this room. You're kind of safe. You need to be peeling. You need to be peeling for your Ana here. Like you're moving forward, but like if your Ana dies, guess who else is gonna die? I mean, you might not be able to reach there in time, but you should at least have the intent. Like you're so focused on like trying to win single-handedly that you forget that there's a not losing phase to these fights. And like you just lose the fight if you don't help the team like clear the angle. If you don't help your like DPS rotate, like sometimes you can't really because it's unsafe or whatever. But still, if you don't like stay alive at the beginning at least, like here's the thing about Lucio, you can be Reddit Lucio all you want. You can like compile a montage with all your insane kills. But don't do it so early into the fight. Do it when your team's actually fighting and not setting up. Like when your team's setting up, you're like you're kind of like the what's it called? Like hey, what's it called? Sorry. Actually, I forgot what the analogy I'm gonna make was. Sorry, but like you're really vital during the setup. Like, it's vital that you stay alive, like, during the setup. Like, when your team's still trying to clear shit or, like, set up for a fight, stay alive. Like, don't even peek the enemy if you don't have to. Or, like, it won't be impactful. You know, like, just focus on, like, you know, dragging your team to the right position. So, like, you know, your Kree wants to... So, like, let's actually go over, like, some model fight, for example. So... Hey, the fancy program, I know. Sorry for the names. My naming scheme is pretty bad. So, okay, please load. Anyways, so Oasis University, really, really nice map, right? Fuck this map actually. So let's say, okay, why the fuck do I have a Rhine Diva set up? Like pre-static. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, like I fucking hope you're not playing Zarya with Rhine. I hope you're playing Diva, but okay, it's kind of like, I'm not using team color, but whatever. So, okay, okay, let's just pretend this is like team A. Let's say team B is playing this shit. So, some like really, really funky shit. So like, and probably we would not. Well, let's use a Mercy Pocket because you see that all the time in ranked. Anyways, so like you're trying to help your team like attack this. Well, your team's first going to like want to clear the high ground, and let's say your Ryan's like kind of hesitant. They're not looking to really like, do that much. Well, you could still like, okay, let's say you're not playing Maycree. Let's say you're playing something like May Doom. Okay, this is better. Like if your Ryan, the best case, like your Ryan wants to help clear the high ground. Well, great. Like don't just run into the double shield team. Like help your team rotate or like and like try to clear the high ground. But even if your Ryan doesn't push that, like even if your Ryan doesn't clear the high ground as a team, well, let's say your Ryan pushes in, forces them back, but they're still on the high ground because like you haven't cleared that yet. Well, like you could still like follow your Doomfist, follow your Kree, and like help escort your Doom and your Kree, and help them just kick this duo off of like obviously they're duo, but like help them kick this like Ash Mercy duo off this high ground, and then like you're fast, you're Lucio, you can go back and like speed your Ryan, it's fine, and like you just pincer, easy. When I say pincer, I mean just like your Doom just goes into another angle, that type of shit. But like, you don't need to like just tunnel on main and like worry about what only your Ryan's doing. Sometimes your Ryan doesn't want to move. So let's say you're in a defensive situation, and like let's say your Kree has high noon. So like, let's say your Ryan's holding around here. You have your BAP, so you don't need to worry about the healing or the peeling. So, I'm gonna move these like things. So like, let's say you're over here, and like, your Kree has high noon. Well, a good play to do: move towards your Kree, speed high noon as they rotate in. Bam! They don't expect it. They don't expect a Lucio to actually play the game. And like, sure, maybe like if you go for your Rhine, you can help your Rhine push this, put pressure, and like your Kree can just try to high noon normally. But like, you're Lucio. Like once you've helped your Kree high noon, you can immediately just go back to where your Rhine is and help speed them in. Like you have mobility. You can just move around the map, especially on these types of maps that are just like so compact. Like you need to like know who is going to be the best recipient of your speed boost and like who is not going to benefit from as much as your speed boost. And like it isn't just a hero. It isn't just Ryan needs speed boost, the rest don't. It's when your Ryan's holding a choke, they probably don't need speed boost. Your Ryan's pushing in, they do need speed boost. Your Kree's like stacking with your Ryan, they probably don't need like that much help. Your Kree's trying to like make an aggressive play, help them make the play. But like you don't but like don't tunnel vision. Help the person who needs help the most. But anyways, that's all I have to say for now. I'll post it on the Reddit thing, but yeah, peace out.